The moment this update dropped, everything changed. Just when fans thought they understood where the case was headed, new details surfaced that flipped the entire narrative upside down. Phones started buzzing, timelines exploded, and suddenly everybody was asking the same question at the same time. How did it get this deep? Because what's coming out now isn't just paperwork or legal jargon, it's pressure. The kind that makes people nervous. The kind that makes insiders start whispering and family members go quiet. Fans are shocked, emotions ran high, and according to online chatter, nothing was ever the same after this update hit the streets. For weeks, the story around Lil Durk felt predictable. People thought they knew the angles, thought they knew who was standing strong and who was folding. But this new development, it reopened wounds people thought were sealed. Old alliances suddenly look shaky. Statements from the past are being replayed with a whole new meaning, and what once felt controlled now feels dangerously unpredictable. Social media didn't just react, it erupted. Some fans are saying this update proves things were never as simple as they looked. Others believe someone close to the situation isn't being honest. And a few are convinced this was always headed toward a bigger reveal that nobody wanted to talk about out loud. What makes it even crazier is the timing. Why now? Why this information? And who benefits from it coming out at this exact moment? Sources online claim conversations behind closed doors are getting tense. Emotions are spilling over, and people who were once confident are suddenly choosing their words very carefully, because this isn't just about court anymore. This is about loyalty, pressure, and decisions that could change everything moving forward. So before you assume you know how this story ends, slow down, because the update you're about to hear didn't just move the case forward, it shifted the balance completely. And once you see how all the pieces connect, you might realize this situation was never as straightforward as it seemed. Let's take it back to how this all started spiraling, because to understand why this court update hit so hard, you gotta understand what was already brewing beneath the surface. Lil Durk had been walking a tightrope for a long time. Legal pressure, public scrutiny, loyalty tests on every side. For months, things had been quiet, too quiet. Fans thought the case was either dying down or being swept under the rug by good lawyers and even better connections. But what they didn't know was that everything was building toward this one moment. According to several unconfirmed sources floating around online, prosecutors had been sitting on something they didn't want to play too early. And last week, they allegedly dropped it. Court records now circulating like wildfire on social media suggest there's a new cooperative witness attached to the case. Now, let's pause right there. Because those two words, cooperative witness, were enough to send shockwaves through Durk's fanbase and the hip-hop community. Comments flooded in instantly. Ain't no way, somebody folded. It's always the closest ones. People who had been silent for months were suddenly tweeting cryptic messages. One post from someone allegedly close to Durk read, "I should have never trusted certain folks in that room." That one post was enough to spark a theory frenzy. Fans went full FBI mode. Who was in the room? Who had access to the information? Who recently went ghost? The streets started talking too. Anonymous blogs, shady Reddit threads, and Instagram pages with deep connections to the underground scene began pushing a name. Now, we're not here to name names, but the whispers were loud, and the pressure, even louder. Insiders close to the situation said Durk was blindsided. Allegedly, someone from his inner circle had been feeding details back to investigators under sealed testimony for weeks. And when Durk found out, sources say emotions ran high. There was yelling, accusations, rooms emptied, phones turned off, loyalty got questioned. Hard, one insider, speaking under anonymity, claimed Durk locked himself in a studio for 48 hours straight. No posts, no movement, just him, the beat, and the weight of knowing that someone he once rode for might have just switched lanes. Fans were divided. Some said that's the price of the game. Ain't no real friends in this industry. Others defended Durk, saying he's always stayed 10 toes down and that if somebody flipped, it wasn't on him, it was on their weak character. But then, things got even messier. A clip resurfaced from an old interview Durk did almost a year ago. Back then, it seemed harmless. He was laughing, talking about how the people closest to you got the easiest access to bring you down. But now that quote felt chilling. Fans started asking, did he see this coming? And that wasn't even the biggest twist. Because just days after the court update leaked online, a private voice memo surfaced on Twitter from an unknown account. The audio was shaky, the voice distorted, but it sounded like someone from Durk's circle discussing case details. Social media blew up. Pages posted it. TikTok creators analyzed it. YouTubers reacted live. Everyone wanted to know, is this real? Durk's team responded fast. A lawyer close to the case reportedly denied the audio's authenticity and threatened legal action against platforms spreading it. But by then, the damage was done. The doubt had been planted, the betrayal rumors caught fire, and the reactions, nothing short of explosive. One of Durk's longtime collaborators unfollowed multiple mutual associates on Instagram. No explanation, no comments. Just gone. Another artist, one who had been silent on the case, randomly posted "loyalty everything" with no caption. Fans flooded the replies, "This about Durk? You picking sides now?" Even family got pulled in. A cousin of Durk's, usually private, posted a now-deleted story that simply said, "Blood don't make you real." That post alone had fans theorizing that the betrayal didn't come from outside the camp, but from within the family itself. The idea sent shockwaves through the fandom. Emotions ran high, and suddenly the case wasn't just about courtrooms, it was about bloodlines, and that's when things took another wild turn. Another legal filing hit the system, quiet, no press release, but people online caught it. A subtle change in the official court strategy. Some say it signaled that Durk might not be fighting alone anymore. That someone else was about to be pulled in. Fans instantly started theorizing who the next person in the crosshairs could be. Meanwhile, Durk stayed quiet. No tweets, no posts, no lives, just silence. And in that silence, the narrative built itself, because fans don't wait for the truth anymore, they build their own. And according to the stories being told right now, this isn't just a court case. It's a trap, a long game. A setup that's been brewing under the surface for way longer than anyone realized. Insiders now believe that this could be part of a larger sweep, an effort to take down multiple figures at once. Some even say Durk was never the main target, that he was the key to unlocking a bigger picture. And if that's true, then what just happened in court wasn't the end, it was only the beginning. Things weren't just heating up anymore, they were boiling over. After that court update hit the net like a bomb, the whispers turned into full-blown panic in some corners of the industry. The mood shifted. The streets started moving differently. Phones were ringing off the hook, but nobody was picking up. It was like everybody knew something was coming, but nobody knew what. And Lil Durk, still silent. But silence doesn't mean nothing's happening. In fact, insiders say behind the scenes, things were explosive. People who had been in Durk's circle for years suddenly started distancing themselves. Studio sessions were getting canceled last minute. A few collaborators reportedly pulled out of upcoming features. Why? Because nobody wanted to be standing next to someone who might be holding a ticking clock and everyone could hear it ticking. According to rumors from multiple blog sources and street insiders, the so-called cooperative witness wasn't just some random name. This was somebody known. Somebody who had been in the background, never too loud, but always around. The kind of person people thought would never flip. But the feds, they allegedly had leverage, enough leverage to squeeze even the most loyal into submission. One viral tweet from a known hip-hop blog claimed the individual had no choice but to cooperate due to unrelated charges that were suddenly made to disappear. Fans were shocked. The idea that someone might have traded loyalty for freedom, it split the internet in half. One fan tweeted, "If this is true, then the whole OTF era is gonna be remembered way different." Another wrote, "They played chess." Durk got caught in a system that was already against him. And the most viral comment of all, he should have known they was watching when they started being quiet. Meanwhile, in the real world, Durk's team was scrambling. Legal advisors were now looking at the case from a new angle. This wasn't just about defense anymore, it was about protection. Not just protecting freedom, but protecting image, legacy, and brand. Because here's the truth. In 2026, it's not just the courtroom that can bury you, it's the court of public opinion. And that court, it was in full session. TikTok creators broke down every angle. Conspiracy threads were popping up like wildfire. One viral video pointed out how certain lyrics from Durk's past albums could now be interpreted as subtle warnings. Another video showed a timeline of photos with Durk and the rumored witness captioned, "Every snake smiles first." That particular post hit 5 million views in 48 hours. Even people outside the rap game started chiming in. Media personalities, culture critics, even former cops, everyone had an opinion. Some said this was just the system playing the long game. Others said Durk might have been targeted the moment he decided to go mainstream. One viral theory claimed the government was cracking down on lyric-based indictments, and Durk's catalog had already been dissected line by line for years. The idea that his own words could come back to haunt him, fans were divided. Some said it was a setup, others said it was karma, but regardless of the cause, the pressure was on. And then came the moment that flipped the energy. Late one night, a now-deleted Instagram story from someone in the extended OTF family popped up. It read, "You can't hide forever. Real ones know what really happened in Atlanta." No names, no tags. Just enough fuel to ignite a firestorm. Within minutes, fans were connecting dots. Atlanta, what happened in Atlanta? Some pointed to a 2022 incident that never fully made the news. Others referenced rumors about a meeting that supposedly went left in a well-known studio just outside the city. Suddenly, the focus wasn't just on who flipped, but why, and that's when another twist hit. Court documents surfaced showing an additional sealed statement had been submitted last week. Anonymous, unverified, but real enough to make the legal blogs start buzzing. One lawyer and expert in high-profile criminal cases tweeted, "The introduction of sealed testimony this late in pretrial is rare, usually means something explosive is coming." Fans were floored. Is this about Durk? Another witness? This is deeper than we thought. People started questioning everything. Who could be trusted? What else might be in play? And most importantly, was this case about to become federal? Now, of course, nothing official had been announced, but the way things were shifting, it didn't feel local anymore. It felt like something bigger. Meanwhile, Durk's inner circle, tight as ever, was now under a microscope. One by one, names started getting pulled into the speculation. Not by authorities, but by the fans. That's how dangerous public opinion can be. All it takes is one slip-up, one suspicious move, one old tweet, and you're part of the narrative. Someone posted a screenshot of a man once seen in the background of Durk's vlog series, now allegedly cooperating with authorities in a separate case. The post read, "Y'all really think all these cases ain't connected?" The replies, "This some Rico 2 energy. They're building a web and he's in the center." But amid all this madness, Durk himself remained a ghost, and that's when the fear kicked in. Because silence from a rapper is one thing, but silence from Durk, that's different. Fans know he usually moves calculated, but he doesn't hide. The fact that he hadn't addressed anything publicly made people wonder, is he laying low or is he preparing for something bigger? Then, out of nowhere, boom. A surprise photo dropped, no caption, just Durk standing outside what appeared to be a courthouse. Dressed down, eyes locked on the camera, no smile, no crew, no chains, and that image spoke volumes. The internet blew up. He's not running, he knows the game changed. Look at his eyes, that's not fear, that's focus. One popular blogger reposted the photo and said, "That man about to drop something insane. Y'all forget who Durk really is." And suddenly, the tone changed. The panic started turning into anticipation. What if Durk wanted the noise to reach this level? What if he's been sitting on truths, real or dramatized, that would flip the narrative back in his favor? According to insider whispers, Durk's been cooking up something, not just music, but a message, a story, something personal, something raw. Because when you're being painted as the villain in someone else's story, the best move, start telling your own. And if these rumors are even half true, what Durk's about to drop won't just be a track, it'll be a statement. So don't get too comfortable thinking this story ends in court, because the next twist, it might come through your speakers. The image of Lil Durk outside that courthouse changed the energy overnight. No chains, no entourage, just him, stone-faced, standing tall like he wasn't just showing up for court, he was showing up for war. That one photo. It said everything and nothing all at once. Because while the internet was screaming about betrayal, sealed testimonies, and secret tapes, Durk wasn't saying a word. And when someone like Durk goes quiet, it's not retreat, it's calculation. According to new whispers coming from someone allegedly tied to the security team, Durk had been meeting with not one, but 3 different legal advisors over the last month, not just criminal defense. No, we're talking crisis management, entertainment lawyers, and even someone rumored to specialize in reputation rebuilding. Let that sink in. That means Durk isn't just preparing to fight this thing in the courtroom, he's ready to fight it in the culture too. Because he knows what's at stake. This case ain't just about freedom, it's about legacy, his name, his music, his empire. And now, with social media feeding the chaos like gasoline on a lit match, he has no choice but to think 10 steps ahead. And right when the energy started to feel like it might settle, the next twist hit. A new motion was filed in the case, quiet, buried in the court records, but nothing stays secret for long when the internet is hungry. A group of online sleuths, fans turned forensic experts, uncovered a document that allegedly confirms non-defendant witnesses under protective status had begun in-person interviews with the prosecution. Boom. Just like that, everything reignited, because that one line, that's not just legal language, that's confirmation. Confirmation that people are talking. In person, to the feds, under protection, you could hear the collective gasp across timelines. People started naming names again, theories circled faster than facts. Who's under protection? Who got a deal? What are they saying? And then came the audio. An anonymous clip hit Twitter Spaces late one night. Grainy, low-quality voice disguised, but allegedly it featured someone describing a 2019 incident that involved an unnamed rapper and affiliate fleeing a scene moments before law enforcement arrived. The details? Way too specific to ignore. Within hours, the blogs had it. Commentators began dissecting every syllable. The word Durk wasn't mentioned, but fans knew exactly who the speaker was implying. It didn't take long before the media dubbed it the Phantom Witness tape. And here's the wildest part, within 48 hours, the account that posted it was wiped from the internet. No trace, no backup, nothing. That disappearance only fueled the fire. Fans said, if it was fake, why remove it? Others said, y'all don't get it, this case is bigger than one man. Even industry insiders started jumping in. One veteran producer tweeted, "It's wild watching the same people who helped you rise stand still while you fall." The timing of that tweet, suspicious. It came minutes after Durk's own blood cousin unfollowed several artists he'd previously posted about almost daily. That's when fans started wondering, has the camp been infiltrated? Word on the street is Durk began holding all meetings in person only. No calls, no FaceTimes, no Zooms. Sources say he even stopped using certain studios that had too many ears. Allegedly, a private studio was built in a secluded area outside Chicago. One way in, one way out. Only a handful of people know the location. That's how real it got. Even more shocking, a member of Durk's extended circle was spotted leaving a law firm in downtown Atlanta, the same firm known for flipping high-profile clients into state witnesses in the past. Fans recognized him instantly from old behind-the-scenes tour videos. People went wild, screenshots hit the net. That's him. Y'all remember he was with Durk in Houston back in 2021? So he might be the one. Nobody could confirm anything, but the perception was enough to shift the energy again. Suddenly, Durk wasn't just fighting the court, he was fighting the narrative. And just when you thought the twists were over, came the money trail. A financial record was leaked, allegedly showing an unusual transfer made from a business account tied to Durk's label to a consulting firm that specializes in federal risk mitigation. Now that's not illegal by itself, but fans instantly assumed the worst. Damage control already started, one comment read. Why would you need that unless you expecting the feds to turn up the heat? Emotions ran high. The loyalty debates returned. Some fans were ride or die. Durk held the streets down for a decade. Don't fold on him now. Others were turning. This game ain't about honor anymore. It's about survival and people looking out for themselves. Then came the emotional moment nobody expected. In a now viral live stream, Durk's sister spoke out. Fighting back tears, she said, "Everybody wanna speak on my brother, but don't none of y'all know what he really fighting. Y'all don't see the nights he don't sleep." The weight on his chest, this ain't just about court, it's about being betrayed by people he loved. The comments flooded instantly. Damn, this deeper than we thought. He really going through it. This ain't music anymore, this is pain. And once she ended the stream, things felt different. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was real, heavy, because behind the court dates, headlines, and rumors, this is a man watching his world shift underneath his feet, watching friends act strange, watching eyes turn cold. Watching silence grow louder than support, and in that silence, you best believe Durk's preparing something. Multiple insiders now claim a documentary is being quietly produced behind the scenes, not a promo, not a flashy rollout. A raw, gritty, unguarded look into Durk's mindset during this time. Allegedly titled, Still Breathing, the doc will feature never-before-seen footage from court prep, emotional family moments, and recordings of voice memos Durk made while isolated in his home studio. One source said, "It's not about proving anything to the world, it's about leaving behind the truth, no matter how it ends." And that's the scariest part, because if this is really how Durk wants to tell his side, then the final chapter might not be written in court papers, it might be written in legacy. and the next time he speaks, it could change everything. The rumors of the still-breathing documentary hit the culture like a tidal wave. Suddenly, the energy surrounding Lil Durk's case wasn't just about fear, it was about legacy. The stakes weren't measured in years behind bars anymore. They were measured in silence, in loyalty, in who would speak first. And who would speak last, and behind all of it, Durk remained a ghost. No tweets, no tracks, no interviews, just pure surgical silence, and that silence, it made people panic, because real ones knew. When Durk gets quiet, something's coming. That's why what happened next felt calculated, strategic, like a man in control of his story even while the world tried to write it for him. On a random Thursday afternoon, a mysterious Dropbox link began circulating on encrypted group chats and Discord servers tied to hip-hop gossip and underground journalism. The title of the folder? For the record, inside were dozens of files, photos, screenshots of text messages, location pings, and even voice notes, allegedly from people connected to the Durk case. Some of it felt real, too real, other pieces blurry, suspect, maybe even planted. But that didn't matter, because within hours, the internet did what it does best, turned smoke into fire. Reddit forums lit up, Twitter spaces were packed. TikTok sleuths created entire timelines matching these leaks to incidents from Durk's past. One voice note, supposedly from a female affiliate, included a cryptic message. "They think he ain't got proof, but Durk kept everything." That line alone, trending #1 for 3 straight days. And the craziest part, nobody knew who released the files. Was it Durk's team? A former friend trying to control the narrative? Or was it the feds playing psychological warfare through leaks? Nobody could tell, but everyone was watching. Meanwhile, something strange started happening with people once considered close to Durk. A few low-key artists, often seen with him during tour runs and music videos, suddenly went dark. Socials deleted, comments turned off, no new music, just vanished. Fans noticed immediately. Why they go ghost when Durk under pressure? Everybody quiet except the ones who ain't got nothing to hide. Then came the studio session. A photo surfaced on a producer's private IG story, quickly screen recorded and reposted by fans. The image showed Durk in the booth, hoodie low, head down, but the caption, "He told me this ain't rap, this is therapy." Those 10 words lit the culture on fire. Everyone knew what was coming next wasn't going to be a radio single. It was going to be a purge, a confession, a dismantling of narratives built against him. A few insiders even hinted that the project, rumored to be titled Dead Silence, wasn't meant for charts. It was meant to be a statement. A coded message, not for the fans, for the ones who knew what they did. That same week, something even more chilling happened. An anonymous blog known for leaking court-related information in the entertainment world posted a teaser titled, "The Witness is already in the industry." The post didn't say much, but it implied that someone currently active in the music game had already spoken behind closed doors. Maybe not directly about Durk, but in a way that connected dots, in a way that made Durk's situation more dangerous. The comment section exploded. "Y'all feds too? This ain't even music anymore, it's a movie. I'm scared to like anybody. Everybody suspect." At this point, Durk's silence became the loudest sound in hip-hop. And just when things seemed to plateau, the mother of one of Durk's children posted a tearful live video. She didn't say his name, but everyone knew who she was talking about. Her eyes were red, her voice cracked, and at one point she whispered, "He's not sleeping, he's not talking. He just walks around like he already knows how this ends." That moment broke hearts, because this wasn't just about bars anymore, or court dates, or leaks. This was about a man's mental state, his family, his legacy, and the way the world was turning on him before anything was proven. Then came the final push that sent shockwaves from Chicago to LA to Atlanta. An artist once affiliated with Durk released a diss track, a direct shot. No metaphors, no subliminals, just pure venom. The title, Paperwork Party PT 2. The lyrics accused Durk of playing loyal while planning his escape, and hinted that the streets knew the truth but stayed quiet for the money. Fans were floored. This is foul, even if it's true. Why now? Somebody trying to destroy him from the inside. Within hours, Durk's camp clapped back, not in lyrics but legally. A cease and desist letter was allegedly sent to the artist's label, threatening defamation action unless the song was removed. By the next morning, the track was pulled from all platforms, but the damage already done, because even the accusation was enough to stain reputations, to fuel new rumors, to make old friends start side-eyeing each other. Everyone started asking the same question again: who really flipped? And that's when Durk finally moved. He didn't post a statement. He didn't release a single. He posted a single photo, black background, white text. Just 3 words, next one talking. No tags, no context, but the message clear, the clock's ticking, someone's getting exposed, and Durk ain't waiting for no courtroom verdict. He's taking the stand himself through the mic. According to confirmed reports, Durk has booked 3 back-to-back studio blocks in 3 different cities: Chicago, Atlanta, Los Angeles. Rumors say he's linking up with 3 separate producers, each known for crafting dark, storytelling-heavy production. The same source says the project will include actual audio clips from court testimonies, voicemails from people who flipped conversations Durk recorded legally, just in case, if that's even half true, the next drop won't be a song. It'll be a funeral for fake loyalty. And in a culture where silence is rare and truth is twisted, Durk might be the only one left willing to tell the real story. Because if everyone else lied and the feds manipulated, then the mic might be the only place Durk can still be free, and what's coming next might just change how the world sees everything. Now it's your turn to speak. Because after everything you've just heard, after the leaks, the silence, the betrayals, the diss tracks, and the court updates, one question still remains: what happens next? Is Lil Durk about to drop the most explosive truth the game's ever seen? Or is he cornered in a situation no amount of loyalty can save him from? Fans are torn, the industry is nervous, and the streets. They're watching every move, every post, every bar. Some say Durk's about to flip the script and expose everyone. Others think this story ends in a courtroom, not the booth. But what do you think? Drop your theories in the comments, because the truth might be hiding in plain sight. Who do you think flipped? Was the diss track a warning shot or a final betrayal? And is Durk really sitting on something that could shake the industry to its core? If you want to be the first to know what happens when the silence breaks, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications right now. Because the second this story moves, even an inch, you know we're bringing it straight to your screen with all the drama, twists, and receipts. This ain't over, not by a long shot, and if the whispers are true, the next chapter might just be the loudest one yet.